Just when I thought I was out of the VIX, they pulled me back in. Welcome back, folks, to the show, Short Vol Show, live here out of Cape Cod, Massachusetts, on a Monday morning, coming right up on New Year's. Little down move. We were up at like 6 in the morning, but now the market's down a little bit. VIX poppage. And sort of an elevated VIX here for the point we are at on the chart. In fact, let's go to the chart right now. And I've been gone for a couple days, so let's recap what's happened in UVXY, VXX, and the VIX in the last week or so. And for that, I want to go to the charts here, and let's take a look at VXX. Let's go to UVXY. No, let's go to TVIX. Let's go to TVIX and look at a chart here. And you know what? My computer's all funky. Very strange. What has been going on with my computer? It looks like they it's like reset or something. Anyways, chart of TVIX. So here we go. Let's go to like a maybe a 20-day chart. And what we're going to do is you've seen me do this before, we're going to plot the VIX and compare it with TVIX to get some context here. And what I'm showing you here, okay, so you're going to see this purple is the VIX, and the numbers on the left side here represent points in the VIX. So you've got the bottom's 12, the top's like 17 here. And then you see TVIX. Now TVIX, look at this straight line all week. But you'll notice VIX as low as 12, TVIX same place, around 50, between 50. I mean, it's not completely a straight line. It looks like a straight line because look at the numbers here. It's between 50 and 60 is like an inch. So this is actually moving around a little bit, but relatively flat. And you see the VIX slowly moving higher the last couple sessions. TVIX not really moving higher. If we back this out for an even longer period of time, I don't really want to go to 180 days. Let's do a little custom thing here. 30 days, let's say. You're going to see... You see the VIX moves higher, and TVIX doesn't really respond. Okay, so let's go to UVXY here. And similar thing, you see, if we go back to, this is 30 days. So if we go back to November, beginning of November, you see with a VIX 13 and change, you've got a 16 in UVXY. Here, VIX higher than that, up to almost 16, and you've got only a 1350 in UVXY. So what's happening? This stuff's decaying before our eyes, folks. And so, yeah, they have moved higher in the last couple of days, but the decay is evident here. You can see, as you compare different points in time, you can look over here, okay, with VIX 14, this thing was trading just under 15, right? Now VIX 16, this thing's trading just under 14. So this decay is evident, and it's evident over a short period of time. This is only a month, and you can really see the decay here with UVXY. So if you have any sort of longer-term position on, this stuff's decaying. So what's been happening? Well, the VIX has been moving higher, and these things have been moving higher as well, but not really in proportion to how much the VIX has been moving higher. So what happens is, yeah, if you're short these things, you're going to get hurt as the VIX moves higher. But what ends up happening is that these things don't move up as much as the VIX does, and when the VIX moves back down again, these things make new lows. So hang in there if you are short this and this stuff is moving against you. Now, what was I saying before about maybe the VIX is a little bit elevated? Well, you would expect, let me come back on the screen here. You would expect that when you see a chart like this, I'm going to the E-mini chart here. Error report was created. When you see an E-mini chart, and let's back this out a little bit. Let's go to a year chart. When you see a chart like that where the E-mini is going straight up, and let me remove the study. We don't need the study anymore. And we can even back this out farther. What if we go to a 3-year? You would think if you see a chart like that where stuff is just going straight up and we're at the all-time highs, that the VIX would be like below 10, right? I mean, big, we are at the all-time highs, big time here, and seemingly moving almost straight up. And yet you have an elevated VIX here. I mean, VIX up to almost 15. Now, that's pretty wild. And just for, now that I've erased it, just for fun's sake, let's bring that VIX back into this study here. If I can do it really quickly. And you're going to see the VIX was lower back over here during the rally here. VIX was down below 10 in rallying situations. It looks very similar to this rallying situation here, and yet VIX back up over 15, almost to 16. Now, obviously, VIX has been at higher points here. These are big spikes here. VIX has been at higher points here, and it certainly could move higher. However, we haven't seen the big lows that we got back at the end of, in 2017. In fact, we haven't really gotten a low below, really significantly below 12 for more than a day or two. And there's fear up here. There's fear that, to me, that means there's fear. The fact that we haven't got a low here. And I don't see. Yeah. Can you guys see me in chat there? Somebody write something in chat. I guess it looks like it's on. It says 5 concurrent viewers, so somebody's watching me. It looks like there is fear here, even though we're at the highs. And the fact that we haven't seen the VIX go all the way down to the lows there, or significantly lower. I mean, we're off the lows now, and we haven't had that much of a sell-off. I mean, we had a little sell-off on Thursday and Friday, but not a huge amount of sell-off here, and the VIX has popped way back up. So this means to me that there's fear. People are afraid to the downside in this market, it seems to me. Thus, the elevated VIX. Now, you can talk about politics. You can talk about Super Tuesday coming up, all these other things. But it appears to me that people are a little fearful to the downside. That's why you have a VIX up over 15 here. And, sorry, I misspoke. VIX 1461 right now. But an elevated VIX, it's above that 12 range. It's above 13. It's above 14. Historically, you could call this a mid-range for the VIX, and I would certainly agree with that. However, based on the scenario of the last couple years, it seems a little elevated to me, and I think that speaks to people being a little bit of afraid of this market rolling over here. And that's healthy. People should be afraid of the market rolling over, and I would even maybe say that the fact that the VIX is higher here and is not in the total basement means that this rally could continue onward. As long as there's this wall of worry and a lot of people worrying all the time about the downside, you've got people getting out of the market at all these spots here. There's people saying, well, I've had a good run on this rally, but it would be foolish to stay long here. And you've got people bailing out of this market, and that is kind of what people bail out of the market, and then they turn around and it's up again the next day. They get back in, and I think that's what's kind of fueling this rally is this fear. The whole time we've been rallying lately, there's been people saying, we're coming into recession. We're coming into recession. This is the top. get out, blah, 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 fear, fear, fear. And I think this market just continues to get propelled higher. Ron Lee, what's up, buddy? That I was talking about Democratic primary stuff coming up. Political stuff coming up. So Super Tuesday is March 3rd. Hold on one second. Yeah, it's March 3rd. And this is when the largest number of states hold a presidential primary. So on March 3rd, 2020, Alabama, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Democrats abroad, Maine, Massachusetts, Minnesota, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, and Virginia will all hold presidential primaries on that date. So there's been talk that, people are afraid of this, this is going to be eventful, if I don't know, maybe if Elizabeth Warren wins, then she's going to take away all of our, our trading profits. Each trade's going to have a $5 tax on it, or I don't know. But there's fear, there's some volatility associated with that event that people have been kind of talking about in the last week a little bit. People try to explain the reason why the curve is as it is. And speaking of the curve, let's take a look at the at VIX Central. And hard to really gather a lot from that when I'm standing in the way. So let me get out of the way. And even then, it's not really centered very well. And it looks very normal. Looks like it's looked for a long time now. And, if you looked at this yesterday or, yesterday evening, quote unquote, or over the weekend, you would have seen contango slightly higher, up to like 12%. But we've got a significant pop in the VIX today, which has flattened out the curve a little bit. But, 10% contango is still massive decay here. And it seems like that's been the trend for a while now. It seems like that these futures traders are pretty comfortable having this contango over 10% thing. If that stays, my friends, these VIX products will continue to decay and will continue to take out the lows. Now, as we're moving up in the VIX, we're not going to be taking out any lows, but these things are losing ground all the time. So what does that mean? Well, if you go back and if you think in your head just the charts, 6 months ago, a VIX of 1463 meant a UVXY of like 18, 19, 20. Now it means a UVXY of way lower. And these ETPs, VXX, TVIX, UVXY, they're losing ground compared with the VIX. So if you compare them to the VIX, or it would be even better to compare them to VIX futures, but if you compare them to the VIX futures change every month, but if you compare them to the VIX over time, you'll see they continue to lose ground at a big rate. And that a lot due to this contango level here between the futures. We've got the Jan futures 1545 and the Feb futures 17. And this, the Jan are being replaced by Feb over time as these Febs slowly fall towards spot. You've got which has more potential to make you money to the short side, a 1550 falling towards 1470 or a 17 falling towards 1470. Obviously, the 17 has farther to fall, more potential, and over time, it's the same old deal. You've got these cheaper futures that are being replaced by more expensive ones. The falling continues. Nothing ever quite reaches spot, and we really haven't had a big spike in a while. Can it come? It certainly can come. Will it come? It certainly will come. We don't know when, but in the meantime, this stuff continues to decay at a rapid rate. All right, so anyways, I'm not going to make this too long, but I did reinitiate a position in VXX. What did I buy? Well, I bought Jan 7 puts, not for this Jan, but for next Jan, so a little bit over a year till expiration. There is the down move in the E-minis today, which is causing consternation, and the pop in the VIX. And let's take a quick look, though, at the position. So I'm long these Jan VXX Jan 7 puts out in time. I'm not looking too great on them right now. The market now is 39-cent bid at 43. I paid 50 cents for these, so I'm not doing so great on them right now. They're down, about 9 cents since I bought them or something like that. But, I don't have any plans on, I'm just sitting on them. So we'll see how they look in 3 months. And so there you have it. Thank you for checking me out this morning. And like I said, I'm going to keep it short and sweet, but I am back. It's great to be back. It's great to see you guys. Let's see what we've got. Let's take a quick look at the chat here. Feel everything is out of control. I'm out totally. John Smith. All right. Well, you know your own limits, and it's your trade. So do as you feel. I can't tell anybody else how to trade and whatnot. I can say that my position is a long-term position over a year out for something that I bought really cheap. So so for my position, even if we pop to 20 or something like that, it wouldn't be so shocking to me. And there you have it. Anyway, thank you, John Smith, for joining the chat today. Thanks, Ron Lee, as always. And thank you, everybody else who's watching this now or maybe in a couple hours, something a little bit later today. I know I did not announce that I was coming on today, so most people will probably catch this a little bit later. Anyways, thanks for watching. Check out the Vance Harwood interview that I released yesterday evening. And best of luck trading to you today, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye now.